Part 4, Book of Hope. Upon Derpy's return, conditions immediately worsened. Java Bolt fled, Bagels was banned, and Katie exiled for having sexy time with Palms. The rules began to be broken and a war was brewing. Blowtrace was deceived and chosen to lead the moderators in the Civil War. Despite sabotage from Captain Slowbro, a known sexual deviant, the Crimsons won battle after battle. The strongest resistance came from Hypertroller during his duel with Teddy. Hyper's effort would not prevent him from being banned later by the mods for posting content he thought they'd enjoy. While Pisco declared the mods the victors, everyone knew who really won. The Crimson Alliance was too strong from the start. The mods would never recover from the war. Blowtrace killed himself in shame. A top 3 Blowtrace moment for sure. Moderator power continued to weaken as the server became more diverse. The power of the lamps waned as they were made with cheap Chinese components. Slowly, Pisco broke free entirely and returned to his original self, a man full of piss unencumbered by mods. But the server members had outlived the usefulness of the server, and it was time to journey to a permanent home. To determine who was worthy of this blessed place, Pisco created an obstacle course that ascended into the sky and invited all current and past members to seek paradise. Rage Pope, chained to Grip, Derpy, and Palms, began their ascent. Progress was slow as Rage Pope and Derpy had to stop for masturbation breaks to prove that they are not low testosterone. Thankfully, Rage Pope slipped 300 meters up and dragged his companions to their deserved deaths. The entire team was surprised that they fell, as Grip had assured them that there was no shot they would fail. Mirror always lived between the mods and the Crimsons and hence was chained to Hyper, Rob Noor, and Alf. Rob's immense rotundness slowed the team down and they lagged many hours behind the Crimsons. About halfway up, Robbie could not make a jump. About to drag Mirror to his death, Mirror channeled the strength he once knew when he was Crimson and smashed the chain, breaking himself free while others fell out of sight. All true Crimsons passed Pisco's final test with ease, helping each other along the way. They gathered at the entrance until a deep horn sounded and the gates slowly opened. Gundam and Merles walked through the Crimson gates, their people behind them. A great city of vast resources came to life. The vaults were overflowing with memes. V-Bucks grew on trees. Immediately before them was a giant oaken table at which sat only 4 secular Kurds in existence. "Welcome, Brother Gundam and Brother Merles." Strewn across the table were text logs of all the great deeds the Crimsons carried out, moments that inspired, caused laughter, and contributed greatly to the well-being of all people. The Sacred Crimson Dagger, Himmler's journals, and one of GKR's shirts accompanied the sacred texts. The final Crimson, Casey, crossed the threshold of the gate and the doors began to shut for the rest of eternity. Mirror 1488, still running up the great steps, reached the gate seconds after it closed. "Crimsons! My brothers! I was once one of you and deep in my heart I always will be," he pleaded. "I even called Derpy a giga-retard." Mirror's whiny cries masked the sound of footsteps behind him. Channeling all of the anger and rage that came with being a 24-year-old incel, Hyper smashed a $900 graphics card across the back of Mirror's head, incapacitating him. He then dragged Mirror's limp body to the edge of the heavens, shoving it off into the abyss. Mira's long-term girlfriend, whom he never committed to, was then passed to Gondam. As Hyper climbed the gates and jumped down to the other side, Pisco approached. Opening his arms, the two came together and embraced. The tears were mutual. Pisco uttered the words that Hyper had waited his entire life to hear. "Welcome home."